Perfect. Hello,
Hey,
hello.
everybody. Hello, hello, hello. We are so excited and happy to be seeing all of your smiling faces. I see people waving, smiling. We know there's been a lot of excitement in our joined world with Young Living. I am pamelarich, a Young Living Diamond, and I am so excited to be here tonight with Jihan Thomas, Crown Diamond with Young Living, to be able to demystify some of the enhancements for you all, show you how to take these enhancements, put them immediately into activity, and take your questions live. Like, we want to hear from everybody tonight. We're sure you've got lots of thoughts, lots of questions, lots of ideas. So this is our collective place to kind of come together and just really nurture Team YL. So
I'm
welcome,
so happy
Jihan.
about this. I'm so happy. You're so calm. I just want you all to know I'm not calm at all about any of this. I am like so excited. I've been sharing away. I've been talking to people. I mean, I'm always passionate, but there's like this, I guess, revitalization because of like the collective energy that's gone into this, and we've known about this and we haven't been able to share. So it's just really like happy and exciting that everyone knows. So anyway, I'm grateful for this.
That feels the best, knowing that everybody knows, right? Like, we can talk about it. Yeah. So good.
Well, okay, so you want to go over some of the stuff first, and then we'll go to do the Q&A. By the way, I'll be following along with the with the chat and stuff. So if you have questions along the way, just put them into the chat so that we could address them in a timely manner. What like what Pam said, we're just going to do a basic overview because you could always revisit the video, but maybe if you hear it a few times or hear it in different ways or whatever, then it'll really sink in a little bit. So we're just going to briefly go over that and then talk strategy, because that's really what everyone, I would think, is looking for, right? And we're looking for some strategy. So I pressed the wrong thing. Let me see, screen share.
Yes. So why doesn't everybody just drop in the chat now so that we can kind of see where you're coming in from, just so we have an idea, and maybe pop in, which part of the enhancements you're most excited about. What did you hear? Hopefully everybody did one of two things. One, that you've watched the live announcements from Mary, from Ben, from Prasad, sharing straight from the top of Young Living Corporate about what they've done and why. That is on the Young Living USA page, and that video is up. It is live. If you haven't watched that, you absolutely want to put that as number one on your list of things to do in your downtime. Number two, you want to watch enhancements into activity. Jihan and I recorded in YLBizSchool. It was already ready to go. It released the minute they said the announcements. Jihan hit live, and that training is there for you. It is what's going to take all of this excitement and actually channel it into forward motion. Get these wheels turning. You don't want to be sitting, waiting, wondering. You want to be doing, okay? That's very, very important on the road to success, is that you're actually, like, those feet are actually hitting the ground and that you're actually taking activity. So tonight, start, share, succeed. This is exactly how Young Living has laid it out for us. We're going to do a high-level overview so that we can take your questions, because you know what happens. The juice is in the questions, right? If you're wondering about something, somebody else is wondering about it. We can get to deeper levels of the training that way. So we're going to do a quick overview. This is also on the Young Living website. There's an FAQ. There is simple to follow information about all of these enhancements. Use the tool, dive in, and use those resources that corporate put together so beautifully in this package that they released to us. So start. Where do we want to start? Okay. We want to start right with the Fast Start bonus. We have 2 new kits. The Premium Aroma Loyalty Bundle. You can go to youngliving.com, pop it in your cart. It's on there. You want to see what's in it? Take a look at it. You want to know how much it costs? It's right there for you. You want to know how much PV? It's right there for you. We also have the Thieves Home Loyalty Bundle. Look at all of those goodies in there. OMG, it's got it all, right?
I was actually more excited over this one. Were you like when they first showed this, I'm like, oh my God, it makes sense now. Like there's just something for like everything in the environment and the lifestyle here. I'm like, this makes sense to me. I was actually really excited about this bundle. Like I would buy this bundle. You know,
I am buying this bundle.
Yeah.
Hello, go buy this bundle.
I would buy this bundle. I love this bundle. I would totally buy it.
Listen, it has something for every single room in your house, including your laundry room. Hello, like you can't beat it, and you can buy it. Okay, I'll tell you, it's 165 and it's 100 PV. Both of these kits are 100 PV. Now,
well, the other thing is not to forget, these could go on loyalty rewards right from the beginning. These are the only two kits right now that could go on loyalty rewards as month one. Like just automatically go on. This is going to be important for what we're telling you next. Okay. So they will, I think eventually, Pam, they were going to move, either create more bundles or move some of the other bundles. It has something to do with like the programming or whatever.
So last night on the enhancements, you heard that there are lots more changes coming. These are all really good and really exciting. And one of them is that their intention is to move more of the starter bundles so that they too could be added as that first loyalty reward order. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, it's more of the back end technical stuff that buttons have to be turned on and shifted and moved than anything else. The decision is there, but it just takes a little bit of time to roll everything out. These will automatically, you can go loyalty rewards when somebody signs up with one of these new bundles. The one thing you want to notice before we go forward is that this beautiful premium aroma loyalty bundle doesn't come with a diffuser, and it's for a reason. So stay tuned on that. Okay. So you want to take this? You want me to keep going?
So we also came to find out that a lot of people didn't realize we already had a fast start bonus. And if you remember, for those of you who've been on for a while, I'm going to tell you how things were and with the premium starter kits, and then understand how it went forward. So we used to say that if you got a premium starter kit at 100 PV, that you get $50. Well, it wasn't like $50 in one shot. It was 25% of the PV. So of 100 PV would have been $25, right? And then $25 for the kit. So that's actually how it broke down. Okay. And that 25% didn't just apply to that kit. It applied to anything, any of the PV that a new person would put in for the first 3 months. Okay. So that actually never went away, or it went away for a little bit and came back or whatever. It was a little bit of a mess, but it was gone for a very short amount of time. But this is what it is, or what it was before yesterday. 25%. So if you enroll somebody, you have to be the enroller, not the sponsor. Okay. The enroller is the person who does the enrolling. The sponsor is wherever you place them, whoever they're under is the sponsor. Okay. So for the 25%, the enroller gets the 25% for the first 3 months of that person's journey with Young Living, right? For the first three, whatever they order, 25%. And then the second level, so let's say I enroll Pam, I get 25% of her first 3 months orders. And let's say Pam enrolls Jillian, her daughter, right? And Pam would get 10%, 25% of Jillian's orders. I would get 10%. So that's what it means by the level 2. Okay. So it's 25, and 25 for the first 3 months, and then 10% on a kind of like a match for the second level. Okay. Now that's where they came up with that $50 for the kit. Okay. But now that has changed. Okay. The change is actually a ginormous enhancement. The first month is now 50%. Okay. 50%. Not only that, there are no caps, meaning that we tend to speak in terms of these kits, but I don't know about you guys, Pam, I don't know about you. Well, I kind of know where you go, but I know for me, oftentimes people are signing up in their first month with 300 or 400 PV. You know, they look at other parts of their lifestyle. So it's not just necessarily a thieves kit or the oils kit, but they want to add skincare to it, or they want to have Ningxia or whatever. You know, they tend to do multiple things. You get 50% of whatever that PV is, whatever it is. Okay. So sky's the limit. Like Pam said before, like we know people, several people who buy the Aroma Complete. I don't know what it's called now, but it's
called Premium Aroma Complete or something.
Something to that effect. So, so let's say that's 2,000. I don't know what the PV is. I think it's around 2,000.
2,400 PV right now, 2,468 or something. And yeah, you could sign up your husband, right? You could sign up your child over 16. You could sign up anybody. And right there, you're making over $1,200. And you've got this gorgeous kit to leverage in so many ways.
It's unbelievable. So there's no cap. That's another thing. Young Living took, there's no cap. I think the cap before used to be like 800. There's no cap at all now. Okay. So whatever that person orders, that's what they order. I mean, imagine if you were, again, think differently. Imagine you had a store that wanted to put things on their shelves. They're going to order more stuff. So the minimum is going to be, you know, maybe somebody buys a kit or they buy something, not a kit, right? So, but you get 50% of it. Now, if they do get one of those premium starter kits or bundles, those bundles, whether it's the ones that we talked about, the 2 new ones, or any of the other ones, you get 50% of what they're all 100 PV. So you get 50% of that. So that's $50.
No, wait, they could order whatever in the world they want.
Well, this is what I'm saying, but this is going to go, it also applies to the other kits is what I'm saying. So let's just say if people just got one of the kits, okay? They're all 100 PV. Doesn't matter if it's the two new kits or the other kits. Doesn't matter. They're all 100 PV, right? So that's going to be 50.
But they don't have to order a kit first is what I just want to answer a question in the chat. They can sign up with whatever they desire.
Whatever.
And you will earn 50% of the PV on their oil.
But let's say you did one of those kits. If you do the kit, it's not only 50%, there's that additional $25 also applies. Okay, because a lot of people are trying to figure out where the $75 comes from. So it's now 50% of the 100 in the example of these kits. It's 50% of the 100. So that's 50 plus by getting one of the starter kits, you get a $25 bonus. That's where the $75 comes in to play. What Pam and I are saying is don't stop at the kits. Why would you stop at a kit, right? Maybe somebody wants the kit and they want Ningxia, or they want, you know, the thieves kit and the oils kit and the Ningxia kit, or they just want to pick and choose whatever works for them. Maybe it's a whole weight management, you know, thing they want, or something. It doesn't matter. Maybe it's a store and they're going to put like 10 roll-ons and this many of, you know, thieves or whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is the sky is the limit here, and you get 50%, no caps. It's unbelievable. So yes, Erica, you only get the $25 if they have a kit, or if they get one of those premium starter bundles, but the 50% applies to everything. Just like before, the 25% applied to everything, the 50% applies to everything. Okay. So the oils in the new premium aroma kit are different. I had already just showed that slide. There are 8 oils that are different than the other oils kit that comes with the diffuser. The 8 oils, like I said, are different oils, and they do not come with a diffuser. Okay. So I think I got all those questions. Okay, so this is how it is now, and you still get the 25% for the next 2 months, and you still get the 10%, except the first month you do not. This is how they were able to work this out, that you don't get it on the first month. It's just 50% to the enroller. Okay.
The one thing I would just want to elaborate before we go to the next slide, also for Justine, is that the premium starter bundle isn't going away. This is an additional kit. So this is a new kit of oils, no diffuser included, but that premium starter kit that we had before is still there and still an option.
Now, I think this right here was one of the most exciting things they came up with also, is that I know, when they said this, I think our jaws dropped even more for this one, right? That you do not have to have, the person for these bonuses in particular, do not have to have any CV or PV requirement. There's a reason for that. You'll find out, you know, at some point as they work things out. But for now, what they did was make it so that you do, or the person that's enrolled, like you'll get the bonuses. You won't get commissions. Obviously, as business owners, we want to make sure that we're also getting commissions. You still have to qualify for your commissions. But for these bonuses in particular, you don't have to make an order. Now, let's talk about how this plays out. Let's say you're having a class, right? We always talk about like incentivizing people to have classes for us. Maybe they're not interested in building a business at all, right? But they want some sort of, you know, whatever, something for doing it. You could throw them a diffuser, some oils, whatever it is, or for 15 bucks, they could be a brand partner, right? And you could take all the people, because you always want to tap into other people's networks, right? I see people consistently inviting people over their homes. I think that is something that burns out very fast, right? I've always found, in fact, I've never had a class in my home, by the way, ever. Okay. For me, the strategy was always
had a class in my home either.
I never, as a businesswoman, it never made sense to me, quite honestly. My whole thing was that I was going to tap into other people's networks. Everyone's like, how do I find people? It's like, well, if you bring your whole network together into one space and you consistently just constantly bring them to you, then you're never tapping into their networks. Even if you're like, oh, but you could bring people to my home. They don't do that. Nobody does that, right? They want to bring their people into their space. You're not into some random person's house. It's just, to me, it was never a good business idea, and I never did it, right? So, but I had plenty of home classes or parties or whatever gatherings, but I always did it in someone else's house. Now I could say, look, 15 bucks, you're a brand partner. Everyone gets signed up under you. They get all these bonuses. All that money comes to them. Do you know what it's going to be like for people who receive a check, right? Think about it, right? They're going to get this check for however many people are there. Let's say everybody buys a kit. Let's just say that, okay? Let's say 5 people buy a kit. Right? 5 times 75, which I shouldn't have done that because I don't even know what that is off the top of my head. What is it? 375? 370, whatever that math is.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So imagine it's like, hey, can you have a class, gather a bunch of people, 5 kits later, they got $375. Think about this, guys. You want to be very strategic in how you're building out your business and how you're putting this forward. This is not the time for you to continue in this isolation and bring everyone to me and I'm not going to move. I'm in my safe space, right? This is for you to go out into the world and really use all of this strategically. So start thinking like a businessman or a businesswoman, and how can you be strategic in tapping into other network. So to me, the removal for this particular bonus of the CV PV requirement was absolutely brilliant. I think it was brilliant to do that. And
yeah,
I think
it most applies in that first month, though.
Right.
I do just want to clarify this. This is a question that we've got to go over, is in that first month, imagine once you have a customer, once you've enrolled somebody and they have a minimum of 50 PV, well, that just commission qualified you. Their purchase commission qualifies you. You just need to be a brand partner in good standing, right?
This is even going to help for the next month, especially for the earlier ranks. This is going to help because they can jump in CV
before silver,
and they can attach that to when we talk about the incentive for the diffuser, right? See, it all ties together. So here, we just wanted to show you where this could turn into some numbers for you, right? So if you had 2 people, for instance, hold on, 2 people get a starter bundle, customers, right? Could be customers, they get a starter bundle. Or if somebody starts with 300 PV, that's 150 bucks. You know, if you have 4 people, you're going to have 300, you have 8 people, 600, you kind of see, you know, it's just math, really. Right? So whatever people are ordering there, you're going to get 50%. And this is what it could look like for the first month. And then if they get the bundles, you know, that this is for the including the bundle, if they got one of the bundles as part of their order. So I don't know. I think this is really, really awesome. Now, let's talk about this. You want to talk about this part, the compression? Because this was a big deal to us also.
Yeah. So basically, the dynamic compression is very exciting because what it's saying is, if within the comp plan, particularly pertaining to the fast start, if there is not a qualified brand partner in the position to earn those commissions that we just went over, the level 1 and the level 2, they will dynamically compress upward until they find the next brand partner that is commission qualified. So this is huge for Young Living to do, because what would happen in the past is that money just wouldn't be paid out to anybody, right? And we never want to see that happen. So now, with the current needs, with what's going on, they're saying, no, we've got to make sure that our brand partners, there is no money left on the table, that this money is getting into the pockets of those people out there that are doing the work, that are commission qualified, that are brand partners in activity, are active brand partners making their own purchases. So this is huge. You're going to see a change in your checks if you have individuals that are not commission qualified underneath you. Those, and particularly where you'll probably see it the most, just to manage expectations. Imagine if somebody's enrolling somebody, well, one would only hope at a 50% payout that they're making sure they're commission qualified to get those payouts, or even to 25% in that first, month 2 and month 3, right? So, but it could happen. Maybe somebody enrolls somebody this month, they make sure, they've got their CV covered, they're commission qualified, they earn their 50%, and then they don't do anything. They don't place an order. They don't make sure that they have their own order in the following month. Well, that 25% is now going to roll up. Okay.
So someone asked,
25% going to roll up. Then for the level 2, the computer again is going to go through and see who is the next commission qualified brand partner, and they're going to get that 10% override.
So Erica asked, if someone signs up under their link and they are not a brand partner, that would roll up to their enroller. Yes, it would roll up to the first qualified brand partner.
Brand partner and commission qualified.
Yes, it would roll up, which is great. I mean, when we lost compression, when compression was taken away, that's where people started to see a big strain, because there's so many people when CV came in that are getting checks that don't do anything. So at least with the bonuses, yes, right, Barbara, it's super. It's like, so now with the bonuses, it's not being lost. It's not going out there. It's actually going to come.
Correct that.
It's going to
not going to people who aren't doing anything.
Right.
To qualify.
So this is awesome. So here's an example here of just, again, of how it would roll up. Like this would be a normal thing, right? So here's a qualified brand partner, and the third level wouldn't get it because it just pays out 2 levels. So the first is 25%. This is qualified for commissions, and the second level would be 10% qualified for commissions. So great. But in the second month right here, if this one's not qualified, then it goes to the next one and to the next one. So that's just an example, again, of everything that we just said. It's just more illustrative here for people that like to see it visually. Just know that it's a good thing. For those who are more like read and just give me the overview.
And for some of these fine-tuned questions too, just know there's a beautiful FAQ right on the Young Living website that you can go to, and it's probably on a lot of the team pages already. So you can kind of go through that and read the fine details. I mean, as business owners, you need to be able to read through these things and then come back with the questions if there's anything that you don't understand.
Mm-hmm. So the next thing was that Young Living and the rest of us don't really want one and done, right? So now going back to that, having a gathering scenario, or whether you do it online, whatever it is, right? So you have all these people that go on, they put everything into loyalty rewards, hopefully the first month or whatever it is. How we could incentivize them to do that is, hey, put it into loyalty rewards. You're going to get 10% back in points. And then next month, do another loyalty rewards for a minimum 50 PV. You are going to get 10% back of that order as well, which also then makes them eligible to redeem those points, by the way. And you will get a free diffuser that goes out in that order. So incentive. So it's not just a one and done, right? We want something that's going to carry through. So I loved the idea of this, of giving a free diffuser on the second order. I know people years ago, oh my gosh, probably in the 2000s, I remember somebody saying, hey, don't give somebody a desk reference right away. wait for them to be on loyalty rewards for, I forgot if it was 3 months or 6 months, and then give them the big desk reference. In other words, incentivize them to stay on, at the time it was Essential Rewards, you know, incentivize them to stay on Essential Rewards that time. And that was something that was really working. Actually, I'll tell you who it is because you'll see how much it worked. It was Marcella
Tell
von
us,
Harding.
because that was brilliant.
It was Marcella von Harding, who is the highest paid person in the company for the history of the company. It continues to be, she has three quarters, so 75% of the entire company is under Vaughn, right? And that is something that she told me early on. She said, you want to incentivize people to be on Essential Rewards. So for her whole focus was on that, giving them a length of time. And one of the things she did was very simple. She would tell them to go on to Ningxia for 6 months and see how you're going to, you know, feel, how everything's going to change or whatever. At the end of 6 months, go for blood work, go do whatever you do, you know, to see. And I'm going to also give you this large desk reference. And it obviously it really worked for her to do that.
I love that, setting that long-term expectation.
Long-term expectation. Right? And this is something obviously that, you know, Young Living sees, and they did all this based on data that they have. So they could even see with their own data that if somebody is on loyalty rewards in their second month, then by the 6th month, there was like a 76% chance they would still be on loyalty rewards. I forget, I could be mixing up the statistics. Yeah. The point was, it was significant. It was like really significant that so Young Living's thing is, hey, let's just look at the behaviors that are that we want, that maximize everything and what follows the flow of our statistics, and then just reward that behavior. So that's really what it comes down to with all these enhancements, is rewarding the behavior that really works. Can you get
we've got a question.
Yeah.
Melanie's asking if you can get the loyalty, just scooch down because we got another comment in there. Okay, so let's pop in here. New loyalty bundles as your second loyalty reward orders. Yes, you can. I think so, yeah. But know that what I'm not sure about, and what my mind business, right? Like I go immediately to this, is if you bought the new kit in the second month, would you still qualify for the $25 kit bonus? In the past, it's had to be in the first month. So this is my mind just goes there.
It would be the 25%. You wouldn't get the $25.
Right, you would get the 25%. Yeah. So
not the $25.
But as a long-standing brand partner who might be looking to get bundles as your second loyalty reward order. So Mel, I'd like to hear more about the scenario, like where you're seeing this happening. Is this somebody who's been with the company for a while and has been on one loyalty reward order, has never placed their second order, and they're trying to get a free diffuser by placing their second order? They don't have to buy one of the bundles to get that free diffuser. They just need a second loyalty reward order. So let's talk about that for a second. That we have members, right, who have come in, who, you know, listen, there are a lot of kit sellers out there, right? They sold kits, they got people to buy the kit, they got on the loyalty rewards, and they canceled the next month. That was the only purchase they ever made. Well, those individuals, if they come back in and they place a second loyalty reward order, they'll qualify for a free diffuser. This is retroactive. It's not just for our brand new people. So I'd like to hear more, Mel, about that scenario that you're asking that question. If you want
Sure, I'm just thinking of like someone decides to enroll with the new loyalty thieves. And then the following month, they want to get the oils, because typically when Young Living bundles things together, it's a discounted price. And so
these
maybe
are highly discounted, 40 and 33%.
Yeah, so maybe the second month they want to do the aroma, the oils.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering if
that is yes.
Okay. All right. That was the thought. It was just like, you know, sometimes putting bundles together, it's highly discounted. And so I'm just thinking in terms of that.
And the nice flow of the way that you're thinking is that if they started with the home bundle and maybe they're swapping everything out in their home, And then the next month they're getting the kit and the free diffusers coming with those oils. So I see exactly where your brain's going.
So
I like
are
it.
you sure about that though, that these kits are available on loyalty rewards for everybody and not a new member?
Yeah, I did. I saw that.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. I wasn't sure.
I
Now,
did see that. Yeah.
Elaine's asking if someone doesn't order monthly with loyalty rewards, but they start, would they qualify for the free diffuser and we qualify for the fast start? So the answer is yes, they would qualify for the free diffuser in the second month, but no, we would not get fast start because they are already technically a member, they already have an account. But yes, they would get the free diffuser in the second month of loyalty rewards. In fact, Young Living's making it retro. If you've only made if you have anyone who's only made one loyalty order and never made a second one, if they go now and make a second, at least minimum 50 PV, if they make go on rewards again and gets, for the second month, at least 50 PV, they're going to send out a diffuser also. So that was like huge. Also, they're making it retro. If they've been doing just quick orders, but then decide to go on loyalty rewards, same thing. They could go, if someone's only made quick orders and never been on so if you've never been on loyalty rewards or only had one order loyalty rewards ever go out, the second one at 50 PV will trigger. I think the first one had to be at least 50 PV too. Am I getting that right, Pam?
Yeah, it would have had to have been to be loyalty rewards.
Okay, so I think both had to be at least 50 PV. I don't think you could have done like the first month. I don't think you could put a lip balm and then the second month 50 PV and get a diffuser. I think they have to be both a minimum of 50 PV. But yes, then they will get a diffuser sent out. So one of the things I've been doing is reaching out to people that, for me, who have not been on loyalty rewards, or if I think they've only made one order, I'm reaching out to them. And I also posted in my group, hey, make a 50 PV order on loyalty rewards, you're going to get a free diffuser. So you can order whatever you want, but you will get a free diffuser, which is a great deal.
And this, we went over a few strategies like this already in the training that we released last night. YLBizSchool, the enhancements to activity. So.
Yeah. So, okay, so somebody said that they were trying to put one of the new bundles on loyalty rewards and they were unable to do so. Yeah, so Deborah, that's where I was unclear too. I didn't know if we could put them on loyalty rewards, and that might change. Sometimes what Young Living does is they just want to see how it goes out. Like they want to make sure that they have enough for the new members and not for everybody in the field, especially those who looked at that Thieves bundle. It was like, I'm going to buy that Thieves bundle. They just want to make sure they have the proper stock that they need. So I think Pam and I need to double check on that in particular.
Yeah, it was in one of the Diamond Chat conversations. I saw that before we came on, but let's double check and we'll report back.
So somebody asked any tips for reactivating. Oh, Lisa said she put the Thieves one on loyalty today. Okay, so it did work then. Oh, okay, so that's really good. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to do that. That reminds me, I had to put my loyalty order tonight. Okay. Any tips for reactivating past members? Do you have any tips?
Yes. Wait, so is it just for reactivating past members? Get on the phone with them.
That's what I was gonna say. I just call them.
Reach out.
That's
reach out
exactly it.
Ways. And, ask how they're doing. Listen, here's what happens and here's what we know. And here's what we really just need to get over. We have the best products in the land. There's very few people that don't love their oils. Now, there are also people who have oils that have no idea what to do with them. So never is it a wrong time. Never is it a wrong time to pick up the phone, shoot the text, do the Facebook message, however you're in contact with people, and say, hey, how's it going? When was the last time you used your oils? Pretty much opening up any conversation with somebody will guide you into a conversation to take them to the next step. But, people will also ask, well, what should I say? Well, you don't know what to say until you start to have a conversation with them, right? Like, do I plan out my conversations with people? No, I connect with people. I meet them. I say, how's it going? What was the last oil that you've used? Like, hey, remember how much you loved X? If I have that note or I remember it, just starting the dialogue. Did you know that, we've got XYZ? Like, look at how many new products have come out. Anybody who had started before the last year doesn't even know probably about Thieves Chest Rub or Thieves, kitchen and bathroom cleaner. So there's plenty to have conversations with, but I think it's more about reaching out with just a initial, hey, I'm just checking in. People know you're in a Young Living business. There's nothing wrong with being that business person saying, hey, I'm reaching out to people who haven't ordered in a while. How's it going? Is there anything you need? Anything you need to replenish? And just start there. And then you build, right? Does one of the new kits make sense for them? You have to hear what makes sense for them. Maybe they're like, oh gosh, I'm like so tired. Well, how about getting a 2-pack of Ninja? Like anything to get them reactivated, right?
And sometimes when I reach out,
I would lead with, do you know, if you just place 2 orders, we're going to give you a free diffuser. Remember how much our diffusers were costing? Yeah, you guys all saw a huge sale on diffusers. If they've been unplugged, they haven't seen that. They just remember how high-end our diffusers are, that they may still have a workhorse of a diffuser and would love another one.
Sometimes when I reach out, I'll just be like, so I totally dropped the ball. I'm sorry. I totally dropped, like, I'm really honest about it. I'm like, I dropped the ball. I could make a million excuses. Life. I know you have life anyway, just checking in just to see how you are, and want to connect or whatever. It's like, I don't really, like Pam, I don't always come up with this huge strategy. I've had strategies in the past. If you reactivate, you'll get this gift, you incentivize things and all that. But I guess I'm right in this particular moment, not to say I will never do that again, but in this particular moment, I am way less about those kind of like hypey incentives or whatever, and just more about like, how are you? Like human to human connection, like, how are you? How can I serve you? Is there anything that, makes sense for you right now? And just kind of taking more of that paced approach to have this, I want, which I have gratefully, a long-term solid business. I want something that has stability. I don't want these gigantic fluctuations. I'm not really into all that hype stuff. I do get very excited and passionate about this because I'm that kind of person. But I just, I like it to be more paced, and I think it's more mentally and emotionally healthy. I think it's more stabilizing to your business, and it gives that long-term vision that hopefully everybody's looking for, not having that fast stuff. Elaine, did you have a question? I see it, maybe not. I just see that you had unmuted, so I just muted again. If you have a question, just
so I just want to piggyback on that a little bit too, Jihan, because I think it's important, to look at it. There are certain things that happen in our businesses, and they happen all of the time. And one of them is that people, fall off, right? And as a regular DMO, a regular daily mode of operation, and full transparency, it's not every day, right? Because I have a very large organization, I have a lot of things that I'm juggling. So it's not every day like a daily mode of operation, but definitely a business mode of operation is that I do reach out to people who have fallen off. I do go into the virtual office. I'll go back 3 years. I'll go back 4 years. I'll go back 5 years plus. And I'll look at who are those members that have fallen off? Who can I reach out to? That's something that I'm quote unquote chipping away at that list all of the time, keeping people in communication, because it does take time. Somebody I might reach out to, but I have a list of people, a call list, if you will, that I'm going to reach out to this month. Well, some of them might only be a voice message. Some of them might turn into a 20-minute conversation. Some might turn into a 40-minute conversation before we make that, connection, and I'm really serving them in the way that my intention is to serve them. So that's a business mode of operation. So I would just encourage everybody to always be looking at those people that are falling off, because look at it, like I do it, like, I'll buy something and I love it. And maybe it is a subscription, something or another. Maybe I'll do the subscription for a while and then maybe I'll have enough stuff. And then maybe I'll forget about it, but I still really loved it. And then once it comes to the forefront of my mind again, oh yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, I totally need that again. Like, why did I ever let that lapse? Like, why isn't that in my life? Like, yes, I need that. So that's all we're doing in our business, is being of service and reminding people about the good products that they may have just started to learn about, and then taking them on and then we have, like Jihan said, like, hey, you know what? I'm a very different person in business that I am today than I was when I started. I have like all of these different resources. There are all these tools, all this stuff to point to. Heck, we've got social media now. I didn't have social media when I started building my business, so there's all these different tools and resources that you can get people plugged in an entirely different way than you may have that first time that you sign them up, right? And maybe they did start with one of those bundles, and what they really needed was some supplements to change their health in their life. So you're in a different place. You can have a different conversation with them today.
I also think this is good to point out the Life Step app, the Life Steps.
Oh, I love Life Steps app.
This is where you could just send them information about stuff. Say, hey, I was thinking of you. I came across this and was thinking of you, and then it's just, again, it's more thoughtful, it's more personal or whatever. And I think the Life Steps app is great for that. And also great as a memory jogger for, for not only people, but for content to put out there. So Erica asked if the recent update, the recent updates had said that BP's executive and below do not have to place orders if they have 100 CV, right? That's part of the compensation plan. With this modification, does that still apply? Yeah, it still applies. That wasn't affected. That has to do with commissions. This is with bonuses. The difference with this is that with this bonus, that requirement is, there's no requirement. You will get the bonus at all, but the commissions requirements have not changed. Okay. If someone starts with the new loyalty bundle and it's a loyalty rewards order, do they qualify for the 100 PV LR bonus in addition to the 10 loyalty points? Yes. Yeah, it would be like how it is now. Yeah, they would get yes. The 10 loyalty points plus the other 10 is, I think, what you're talking about, like the 10% plus the 10 points as a gift that they do at the 100 level this month. So yes, that's the answer to that. Yes. Okay, Dawn, would you use the brand partner 15 fee as an incentive, or is it best to have the person pay for it themselves to show commitment? So there's a lot of back and forth on this. It's funny you asked that. There's a lot of back and forth, and I don't know if there's like, here's the answer to that. I don't know about that. I will tell you that the stage that I'm at right now, I will, of course, still feel it out. If there was someone who said, yes, I want to build a business, there is no way in heck I am paying that $15. Because if they can't come up with $15, they are not building a business. So forget it, So if they say, I'm going to build a business, you're paying that $15.
Like, think about it. Like, you would actually be the bank giving people startup small business loans of $15. Yeah. Well, if you're not resourceful enough to scrape together $15 to start a business where there is zero cap on how much you could earn, I too would question
immediately
how resourceful and serious you are.
Yeah, and that there's no requirements to make orders until you're silver. You don't even have to. I mean, to me, I'm coming completely from a business standpoint and who I'm going to take seriously and not take seriously. No, never paying that $15. Now,
it's a very small amount of skin to have in the game.
Yeah.
Very small.
Now, I will say, if I was going to, Dawn, to switch this a little bit, if I was going to do a class for somebody, right? I don't even need to talk about this unless there's an understanding of who wants to be a brand partner, build a business, not build a business, or whatever. If I'm just asking someone to host and say, hey, you're going to get a bunch of, you could do this and you could take the bonuses for it. The conversation after, I wouldn't have to do anything before that because it just has to happen within a calendar month. So I could still sign all those people up under that person who's there, right? I can still sign them all up and not worry about the conversation beforehand, where we used to have to worry about the conversation a little more beforehand because you couldn't sign people up, you know, if you were a retail, but that's not the case anymore. So now we could have the whole thing. I could sign everyone up and then I could say, hey, what do you want to do? This is what your check is going to be, because we could figure it out, right? So this is what your check is going to be. You could just take the cash. If you're not going to do the $15, whatever, I think you should already, you know, you should pay it. I think you should buy something. You're going to make this much money. I think you should buy something here. At the very least, be a brand partner. That way, if we ever do this again, or if they order again, you might as well continue to get paid. Why wouldn't you continue to get paid? Right? Because they don't have to, again, make those orders, which, by the way, I don't like this part of Young Living, but it's what it is. So I'm going to use it, right? That you don't have to make the orders for the next couple months or whatever. So you might as well get paid. You have to be a brand partner to do that, blah, blah, blah. Or would you like a free diffuser?
I would say, thinking it through just a second, because if I'm hosting, and I know, Jihan, if you're hosting, right? If you're sharing at somebody's home and they have all their guests there, you're talking about loyalty rewards. I would have definitely talked about getting that free diffuser. So let's just think this through business-wise. Month 2, most of those people I've just presented, you've just presented, they've heard that if they place a second loyalty reward order, they're going to get a free diffuser. How many people there that sign up and buy something are going to place that second 50 PV order? Most likely everyone, right? So in order for that host who just earned the 50% commissions, what I would say to them, hey, look, those 6 people that just signed up, they're ordering again next month. They're going to be on loyalty rewards. Do you want the 25% commission, or do you want it to go to somebody else? For $15, you can be a brand partner and get next month's 25% commission.
By the way, then, all the people that are in that class, you could offer the same thing. I will come to your house. I will teach this thing. Whoever signs up under you. This is what it could be for, you know, cash wise, blah, blah, blah. People want cash and they want somewhat of an easy button. Most people are not committed to any type of business in the beginning, right? But they're pretty dedicated to cash. And if they're telling you they're not, they are completely lying, right? And we already know they're lying, so we could just still run with it, right? You want to have some cash, you want to do something here, even now we could talk about it in terms of the holiday, all that. Dawn, just to clarify for you here, when you said you have a month, you don't have a month, it's the calendar month. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you have a class now, which is the 2nd of the month, right? They have until the 30th to become a brand partner to get paid on it. It's all within the calendar month. It doesn't have to be before you sign the people up. I mean, they have to have an account so we can sign them up under them. So they have to at least be a customer, but they don't have to be a brand partner at that time.
And here's what we're going to say. Let's say that's somebody that's your enrollee, because I can already hear it. So it's got to be in somebody's mind right now, because I'm kind of hearing this coming in. Well, what if, you know, they want to see if anybody signs up, they want to see what happens, right? That's fine. Here, don't think, oh, I don't want to go do this party because they didn't commit to be a brand partner first. Right. Here's why. They're still having their network. This is people that you wouldn't have been introduced to. Here's the thing, worst case scenario, let me play it out for you. This is somebody you enrolled. They don't become the brand partner. That may happen, right? Don't think in your head, hey, I'm not going because this person didn't commit first. Worst case scenario, the 50% or the 25% rolls up to you, the next commission qualified brand partner. This is the beauty of what's going on with the commissions.
And now, what a gift to be able to get exposure to a whole network that you wouldn't have exposure to otherwise. That is a blessing. And take that seriously. I take that seriously, and I take the trust in that. Like, I feel like that's a responsibility. So I want to always go do the right thing by that. So Young Living does not send out paper checks, by the way. Melanie had asked that. Young Living has not sent out paper checks for at least 2-3 years or so. If it falls $25 or less, it goes in as a credit into the account. If it's more than that, then you either do a direct deposit, which I think everybody should do, or it goes into the hyper wallet. So, which they could then figure out if they want to send it to their bank or whatever, or get a card or whatever. Yeah. Would it be considered a leg if it grows? So Erica, any leg is going to be the first brand partner. Like a leg, if say you sign up a customer, okay, and that customer then signs up a brand partner, but they remain a customer, okay, that brand partner is actually considered the top of the leg, okay? So it's the first brand partner in anything that is what your legs are, okay?
These are great questions. Keep them coming.
Well, what's really great about it, and to note that if you have a customer that signs up a whole bunch of people and for whatever reason doesn't want to get paid on those people, you'll get commissions, but they will not count as a leg, like volume for a leg. It will only count from the brand partner, the first brand partner on will only count as volume. Okay. This scenario would be, it will hardly ever happen, but just so you know. And if you're ever confused, if you go into the virtual office, they will show you all the qualifications right there and where you're qualifying or not. So you can easily.
So Rachel has a question. If they aren't a brand partner, then you wouldn't enroll at the party under them, right? No, that's not. So listen, even if somebody's a customer, they have a share YL link. They have an account number and they can enroll somebody. So I would still enroll them underneath that individual, because now I have time till the end of the month to really have a conversation, and there would be there's no downside to becoming the brand partner, right? Like, yes, it's $15, but if you're talking about a whole party's earnings at 50% commission, they're going to more than cover that, odds are. So, I would still enroll them under that person, because that also shows like good faith that you're really vested in showing this person the right way. But there's no downside, because if that person doesn't, a customer can enroll people, but they can't earn commissions. So they can still go under there so that they're there and everybody's still together with people. And that's the most important thing, especially in building integrity in the business. But you have time to still have a conversation and listen. If at any point you're not comfortable having the conversation, or you're not sure what to say or how to answer something, just go through your upline. You have leaders above you that are more than happy, more than well-versed, and more than skilled to be having that conversation, to be able to lay it out in a way that if the person still is saying no, well, then it's no, you know? And, it would be unlikely in today's climate, with the need for extra money in a household, you know, whether that's to heat your home this winter, whether that's to put gas in your car, whether that's to put groceries on the table, it's very unlikely that people are going to be saying no in today's economy. Our industry grows leaps and bounds in a downturn economy. So it would be very hard pressed to find somebody that would just say, no, no, no. And more likely the person who's going to go, oh, no, 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 don't give me that cash, is going to be somebody that has an abundance overflowing and wants to just give it to you. Like, they know that that would bless you more than it would bless them. That, you know, and that's about exactly what Jihan's talking about, getting into other people's networks, meeting other people that, you know, are, you know, in different places in life, and you know, seeing how that goes. So I hope that makes sense.
I'll tell you too, there are people feeling the crunch, and just even like my daughter, who's in her early 20s, and she lives in Los Angeles and has an apartment and all that stuff, and her friends freaked out yesterday because they got their utility bill. And what is this? What is this? What is happening? What is, we just paid it last month, right? And she wanted to go.
It comes again next month too.
They want to fight the management, and they want to do it up, you know. And I've been kind of teaching her on how to like take over her own expenses and all this stuff, and just be prepared for it and all this stuff. And she was in utter shock you know, especially because it was told that she would only have to pay utilities every 3 months. It's no big deal. And now it's coming month to month. She's like, how can this possibly be? They lied. I said, well, this is their way of raising the rent because everyone's bills have gone up, Caitlin. This is it. This is what you have. And she just couldn't believe it. She's of course willing to express it to me because she's flipping out and needed money, you know, but think of all the people right now who are sitting there doing their bills going, what are we going to do next? And now that's just for people who are feeling the crunch in their regular bills, which is going to be probably more the people that you come across. But I will tell you, Pam, and I don't know if you've seen this too, but I've seen this, that I have people coming and saying, you know, just a few years ago, I lived this really awesome lifestyle. I got to travel when I wanted to. I had this kind of freedom and that kind of freedom. I could buy whatever I want and all that. And I don't feel like I could do that now. And they're fine. They still have their life, but they don't have the same life, you know, and they really miss it. And so it's not just about being broke. You are going to come across people, okay, that want to have that expanded lifestyle beyond the like, okay, and now I could get by comfortably, right? For them, it's like, I really want to have a bigger lifestyle. I want to do the trips again. I want to buy the things I want to buy. I want to do, you know, I want to have that kind of peace of mind, which is another level of peace of mind for people. So keep that in your heads also. Don't assume where someone else might be coming from, especially if it's not important to you, because the cool thing about business is it's not about you at all. Right? It's about really tuning in to where somebody else is, not making any assumptions, asking the questions and allowing them to speak and then serving them for whatever their needs, you know, might be. So Erica, way back, you had asked about would it count towards your OGV for the customer. Everything that goes in there counts towards OGV. So yes, even though that may not have been leg volume, it will definitely be OGV. So yes, there's no problem with that. So paper check commission for the new enrollees, but there are no paper checks no matter what. There's just no paper checks at all. Okay. So it's going to either be that they get that credited to their account that they can then use it towards product, or they could do a direct deposit, which takes like 5 seconds. It's really easy to do. Or they'll get it in the hyper wallet, which will give them the ability, I believe, to transfer it to their bank account, or they can get one of those debit cards. So they could do that.
It comes as a debit card, or you can just transfer.
Right. Okay. Once they sign up as a BP, does that status expire after a specific length of time? So it does after 12 months of inactivity. Now, there are different rules for what counts as activity there. So like if you make an order in that 12 months, each time you make the order, it's extended. And I know there's a certain amount to that order, but I don't remember if it's 50 or 100. But also if you buy one of the business tools, or if you enrolled a person, each one of these different activities resets the clock for another year. So there's just several of those things. So it's basically if you do absolutely nothing, and that's what the FTC wanted to know about. Like, you know, if you have people who are doing nothing, they're not going to count it as these are people who are doing nothing, even though Young Living knows that. So in terms of the FTC, they look at it like, look at these people that you have making no money in Young Living. This is a failed thing. It's like, no, they're not doing anything. They shouldn't count. They just wanted their products wholesale at the time. You know, now it's obviously changed, but that's what it was at the time. So Young Living wanted to make it, well, even for us as business builders, we want to be really clear about who's actually building and who's not, you know, and this kind of gives us a little more clarity on who wants to just get wholesale pricing, which is really easy to get as a customer, you know, and those who are actually building and go in as brand partners. So it's a good thing to distinguish. I think that's one of the changes I really appreciated. Anyone else have any questions? I think we answered. I hope I didn't miss anybody.
Yeah, I don't think we missed any. I kind of went back through.
Okay. Does anyone else want to come on, have any questions for us, or type in any questions that we could answer for you? As you're doing that, I want you to know that this, of course, has been recorded. Pam and I have been doing the Young Living Business School now since the summer. We had a little break because both of us have a ridiculous travel schedule for the fall. So now we're back for a little bit. We will hopefully get more regular again in making training videos, but we're doing this for all of Team Young Living. Pam and I are not on the same team, but of course we're on the same team, but we're not on the same Young Living team. We're cross-line.
We're on the team. Everybody succeed.
Right. We're a team. Everyone succeed. We have both been in business outside of Young Living for a long time, and we wanted to bring our business acumen and maybe give a different perspective to the field. A lot of people in Young Living, this is their first time ever being in business, including many of the diamonds. This was their first run at anything in business, and that may apply to you as well. It's a little different for Pam and I. We have been in business outside of Young Living for longer than we've ever even been in Young Living, and we've applied those business principles to our Young Living businesses. And part of that is to not work yourself into the ground, but to really have a good pace and be very efficient in what you're doing and really be able to think things out more strategically, and so that you could also enjoy your life immensely and not just be a slave to your business. So the Young Living Business School that she and I have been working on is more related to that. So if that's something that resonates with you, please tune into the videos that we do. They're all recorded. We don't often go live. We usually record them and put them up that you could peruse them anytime, and certainly share them with people and use them for your training. So we will put the link up for that as well, so that I don't know where we'll put the link up. Maybe I'll send it in an email or something, but all the videos are on Vimeo. And we've been putting them on YouTube, so you should be able to find all of them. So the brand partner fee, $15 instead of $30. Yes, it is 15 instead of 30. Okay, you answered that, Pam. Okay, so to get wholesale pricing, they need to place a 100 PV order still. No, Janie, they do not. So there's two ways to get wholesale pricing. Okay, the one is to place a 100 PV order. That will give you wholesale pricing for 1 year. And every time you place a 100 PV order, it resets the year. Okay, and the second way is to put anything on loyalty rewards. So even if you put that $5 lime oil or whatever it costs now, or, you know, put on floss or whatever it is, even if you put on a small item, any single thing on loyalty rewards will get you wholesale pricing for that month. Okay, so that's another incentive for the loyalty rewards, that I have people that go on. I'm like, don't pay full price, just go put it on loyalty rewards. And even if you felt like you needed to cancel it the second month, then cancel it. But now I would tell them, just put it on loyalty rewards, do another one the second month, do at least, but it has to be at least 50 PV for both months, do it, and you're going to get a free diffuser, then decide after that. But why not get the free diffuser, right? And the other stuff that you want. So Pam, thank you for putting that up there. It's a bit.ly link. And it's just bit.ly/YLBizSchool. You'll find all the videos, and this one will be up there also. So, okay. I think we answered the questions. Barbara, great to see you on here, and everyone else. I think we got to all your questions. We will do this again. If you have more, please reach out to us, and we are responding to information that you give us and to questions that you give us. We're actually been that's how we're creating these training videos and getting a better understanding of what the field needs and how we could be more of service to the field. So we appreciate when you ask us questions and reach out to us and all that, so that we could create the content that is more beneficial, you know, to you guys. So anyway, this is the time. Pam, is this not like, this is the time? I'm going to be crude. Balls to the wall, guys. I'm telling you, if you want to have that momentum, like that created all these diamonds, including myself years and years ago, this is it. And I want to say this also, that, you know, there was a team that got the company to $1 billion, and then to 2 billion, and to 2.5 billion, right? There was a team that did that. That team had left for a little while, and that team is back. That's who's putting all of this in place. Be really clear about this, okay? The team that is here right now is the team that helped.
Corporate team.
The corporate team.
The corporate team.
This is the team that behind the scenes did all the stuff before that got us to that billion, 2 billion, whatever company. Same team. They're all back. They are doing an excellent job. I mean, for us to get on these diamond calls and for them to blow us away, I mean, they like literally are blowing us out of the water. They are so committed to this. You are going to see things coming up. Did they announce well, they announced last night. Let me just keep it. They announced last night that there are additional changes coming,
That's all they've said.
There's,
and that's all we can
there's
say.
additional enhancements coming.
So this is like, step A, but
It's all
there's
part of a
B, C, D,
plan.
F, G, all of it's coming. So
Yeah.
this is just a tiny piece to the enhancements that are going to take us from where we are to a $10 billion company.
Oh, no question.
Right?
And
That's the goal. That's
That's
the
the goal.
ride that you're putting, you're getting on. So when people ask, yeah, that $15, that's admission fee, which is probably like less than a Disney ride, right?
Oh,
To
way
get
less.
on the train that's taking you to $10 billion company.
Yeah, no, this is going to be huge. So November sales start the 21st. I think they announced them already, right? Well,
I'm not
anyway, November
sure.
21st, if they didn't announce it. If they didn't announce it, you didn't hear from me. But it's that Monday before Thanksgiving is when the November sales are that start. And they will go for a week there. I think it's the 21st to the 28th. There will be more stuff coming in December. They have actually plans for every month of different things coming until at least convention, I know. So there's going to be, you're going to be hearing, it's such a good time to build. It's just such a good time again. So anyway, yes, you will know, Erica, you will know in advance. Yes, you will know in advance again.
Yes,
But
and there'll be multiple days of shopping, like nearly a whole week long, that you can enjoy, your holidays with the family, where, Young Living is dialed in, tuned in to the field, to our needs, to our desires, to the times. We know that people want to spend those precious moments with their family and not on their phones. Not to say that there won't be some bathroom breaks that might take just a little longer because we're in there.
oh,
It's
God.
exciting. It feels good.
It
I
feels
like to do what
really,
feels
really
good,
good.
it feels
And
good to help
I'm
people.
looking forward to all the celebrations of like all the new ranks, all the new trips, just the lifestyle stuff, the enhancement to the lifestyle. I'm happy to be here for the second wave of it. So many people couldn't hack it. I'm so happy to be part of the second wave of it. I've been with Young Living forever, for goodness sake. So yeah, so have you, Pam. We've been here forever. So we've been through all of this. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, have a wonderful night, everyone. The recording will be going up for you to revisit.
Thanks for being here live, everyone. And thank you to everyone who's tuning into the recording. We appreciate you watching. Have a great time.
Take care.